The Seattle Seahawks return home to CenturyLink Field to take on the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. The Vikings are coming off of their bye week and currently sit second in the NFC North, sitting 8-3 on the season.
A really good matchup and a big opportunity for us to go Monday night. We really like this team that we're playing. They do so many things well. They're well-rounded. They're strong up front. They have experienced players everywhere. We recognize a bunch of these guys. We played them for a number of years.
Obviously coming home, a great matchup against the Vikings. We've played them a lot, I feel like, over the past several years. And so we know that they got unbelievable players on offense and defense, and so it should be a tremendous matchup.
The Vikings offense starts with their run game, which ranks fourth in the league thanks in part to Dalvin Cook. The third-year pro has already run for over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns, good for third and second in the league, respectively. That said, he is coming off his least productive game of the season, being held to just 26 yards on 11 carries.
He's really explosive. He's elusive. He's a really good tackle breaker. Plus, they get him the football out of the backfield as well. And in open field, he's really tough to get down. He's got a real good style about him. Very aggressive running style that allows him to run through tackles. Sometimes it just bounces off guys, and so we've got to do a great job of tackling.
A team that's committed to running the ball, and so they're going hand it off to Cook, and we got to do a great job of stopping that, because I feel like that kind of opens up their whole game. Watching him, he's going to hit the hole very, very hard. He's very explosive. They get him on screens, pass game. He's a guy that we definitely got to watch out for. I think Kirk Cousins has been doing a great job this season, not only managing games but taking his shots.
Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins has been putting up some impressive numbers this year. He leads the league in passer rating with 114.8, just a couple points ahead of Russell Wilson. He's completed over 70% of his passes, throwing 21 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions.
I think he's just a lot more comfortable. I think he's at that spot where he's comfortable in his skin. He's not trying to live up to anybody's expectations. He's just going out there having fun, calming the team down, and I think he's just in a perfect situation.
Cousins has a lot of different options in the passing game. Wide receiver Stefon Diggs leads the team with 880 yards. The other star wideout, Adam Thielen, has been dealing with a hamstring injury, although Thielen has been limited in practice for most of the week and could be back on the field Monday night.
They've been going without Thielen for a bit here, and Stefon Diggs has been the go-to guy numbers-wise and all that. But before that, Thielen was the highest target getter, and so they're just a really well-rounded group. And Irv Smith makes them unique in that they use a bigger guy in some of the third down situations and all that because he's such a good pass receiver.
Minnesota's defense is stingy, giving up just under 19 points per game. Linebacker Eric Kendricks, brother to Seahawks player Michael Kendricks, is leading the team in tackles, while defensive end Danielle Hunter leads the team with 8.5 sacks.
A veteran group. They got everything that you could want on defense. They got just a great defensive line, great linebackers. I mean, these guys are flying around making tremendous plays, and Kendricks and Barr and just what they're able to do. You think about the corners, and those guys being able to make plays. Rhodes has been tremendous, his whole career, just making plays and stuff like that. And so it's going to be they alternate the corners on the right a little bit, here and there, just because of injuries and stuff like that. And they've played a lot of different guys. The nickel, Alexander, he's a great player. Thinking about the secondary, Harrison is arguably one of the best in the game. They're 2 edge rushers. They've been unbelievable, all season. So it's going to be a great battle, and they're coached extremely well. So it's going to be a tremendous feat, but we're looking forward to it.
Veteran group. I mean, they're really a veteran group. Most of those guys we've seen them for a couple of years now. I mean, they've been there. Front four is excellent. Hunter and Griffin are terrific players. Linville inside is a load. Linebackers are as good as any in the league, and I think the veteran presence, you see it. Their ability to adjust, their ability to disguise.
As for the Seahawks defense, they're looking to build off the last couple weeks. In the last 2 games, they've forced 8 turnovers, and the pass rush has come alive with 8 sacks.
It makes our life easier. I think when you have guys like that getting back there and making, being as disruptive as they are, I think you definitely feel it on the back end because the quarterback is rushing his throws. He's not as accurate. He does, a lot of the quarterbacks rush their throws and things like that. So you know, it allows us to make the plays, it allows us to get picks, you know, on those opportunities where they, you know, not accurate. And so I think it all works together. It always starts up front. We always preach that, you know, as long as they going, we get going. And so they've been doing an amazing job helping us out.
Well, the Seahawks welcome another Monday Night Football game. Seattle has an NFL best 25-10 record on Monday nights, and when it comes to playing the Vikings, this team is 5-0, including the playoffs under Pete Carroll. Well, kickoff is set for 5:15 p.m. Pacific. You can watch it live on ESPN, or as always, listen to it on the Seahawks Radio Network.